Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. This is The Route to Victory Road, a podcast that chronicles our journeys through the main series titles of the Pokemon franchise. I'm your host, Pokemon Professor Mackenzie, and I'm joined today, as always, by my wonderful partner and co-host, Jaylee.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
Weekend. Hello, Mac. Hello, Pokemaniacs.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend. We made it. And we made it through.
We made it through.
The first generation game.
The game.
Woohoo!
If you're thinking that I sound a little weird today, it's because I am sick, and that is why we are late.
That's why
That's one of the reasons.
Well,
one of the reasons why this episode is late.
Yeah. Poor thing.
So,
but we're getting it done.
So just so you know, we're still going to record today, and I'm really excited because this is the final episode of Generation 1, and it is a long one. But also, if the episode seems short, it's probably because I had to cut out a lot of coughing and sniffles.
That's okay. You've been so excited to record all week, and even without a voice, you were begging me to record, and we just wouldn't have made it through, but we're going to push.
Yes. How was your week outside of Pokemon?
Outside of Pokemon. It seems like there's not much of a life outside of Pokemon these days. It was pretty okay. I got to set up a Christmas tree, so that was fun. Not at home, at work.
At work.
We were still Christmas tree shopping, but that was fun. A little dramatic. It seemed to cause a little bit of drama around the office, we'll call it. But it was fun. It's getting colder out. I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit. I'm listening to Christmas songs now and excited. I love Christmas.
Lots of frost on the ground.
I even had dreams about decorating, so
you did?
we need to go do some shopping.
We'll go Christmas tree shopping.
Yes. How are you? How was your week?
Doing okay, aside from having to miss a bunch of work because sick. But work is just Christmas for us too. Mm-hmm. So that's been my life for a little bit leading up to this weekend. But I'm glad that I had some time off because it let me complete one of my journey goals, which we will talk about later on.
Woohoo!
And I'm really happy that I got it finished. I feel accomplished.
Good. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else left to say. Did you want to bring anything else up, or did you want to just move into?
Let's get into the summary of our game because I'm full of notes and this was hard. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through any other games. Oh my gosh, I realized I don't know if I actually beat the game when I was younger. I might have just stopped playing and got fed up because I barely beat it this time. I didn't remember this being this hard.
It's also a lot easier when you're not like switching out your team and stuff like that. I find that if you're like fighting everybody and you're using like 2 or 3 Pokemon for every fight, you get over leveled. So you should be like on par or higher than the Elite Four by the end of the game if you're playing like a kid, I guess.
But I barely switched out though. But you surprised by my team at all.
You used a lot of Pokemon. You switched out fairly, like you don't have Bun or Bud on your team anymore, right? Like, if you had kept them on your team, like, Bud would have been, like, level 70 something.
That seems so unreachable. I don't think I'm ever going to get there.
But, yeah, I lied last episode.
This is becoming a recurring theme.
I said that I was going to make a team of all water types to take on Victory Road, but I didn't end up doing that. I kept the team that I had versus the 8th gym leader, who will remain nameless.
Oh yeah, this seems so long ago. I forgot who it was.
Yeah,
the mysterious gym leader.
Yeah, that we've been informed we're not allowed to say the name
never.
Of. Yeah, no, we had a meeting. Someone came and spoke with us. They took over our airwaves and.
Yeah, that was weird. Weird.
But yeah, no, I didn't change my party out. I just went and took on Victory Road with the team that I had. I there was like some minimal changing. I think I switched maybe a Pokemon or 2 out, but for the most part, I had the same Pokemon. What about you?
My notes don't start at Victory Road. I started because I first ran into Kermie.
Yeah, that's where my notes start too.
I think I kept mostly the same team. Gosh, I haven't even looked at this in such a long time. I feel like I've been just trying to beat the game, like the Elite Four for the last forever, that I forgot about Victory Road, which I just have, my first note is Victory Road is annoying. I hated it. I hated it so much.
Well, let's talk about the meeting with Kermie, because that does come first. You're right.
So I ran into Kermie. It went okay. It didn't go either way spectacularly great or terrible. I think mostly it was pretty... her Pidgeot? Is that how you say it? Pidgeot? I'm still, like, come on, week 8, and I still can't pronounce Pokemon's names.
That's okay. Wrong. They don't say them.
She had high levels.
Yeah,
like,
Pidgeot?
Super high levels. All it used was agility. So then my Buttercup got confused and it was confused at the same time, so it was just a battle of confusion. And then the rest of her Pokemon were pretty easy. Except her dang Venusaur is a level 53, and that scared me. I was like, I didn't think I was going to get very far because my Pokemon were still low, and there was no way I could spend 1,000,000 hours training them up. But it worked. I beat her pretty easy, not too much of a problem. What about you?
Yeah, no. Bad Band's Pidgeot, level 47. I also wrote... So, it still knows Whirlwind. So, that's funny. Because Whirlwind doesn't do anything in a trainer battle. It only does stuff in wild battles. So, it was using Whirlwind, and then it was using Agility. And so, my note here is, raise your speed more, nerd. Maybe it'll help.
Oh, you put a little bit.
And I killed it with Carmine, my Dodrio.
You're a little aggressive already.
And then he brought out Rhyhorn. Do you remember? Did you make a note about it? Or?
Not about Rhyhorn, no. I beat him like in one move.
So he brought out Rhyhorn, and I used Petal Dance with my Radish and killed it. And then his Growlithe came out, killed it with my Tentacruel. Execute came out, and like his Execute.
He has an Execute.
He
didn't have one for me.
Right.
He has Alakazam for me.
Yeah, he had an Alakazam for me too. He wouldn't have an Execute for you. He would have a Gyarados. Yeah, because he's got a Venusaur, so he doesn't need the Execute. So for me, he had Growlithe, Execute, and Blastoise, and for you, he would have Growlithe, Gyarados, and Venusaur, I think. Is that right?
And an Alakazam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his Alakazam crit my Carmine, because I was going to use Carmine to one-shot it, because Carmine's got really high attack and very high speed, but his Alakazam was faster because he was level 50 and my Carmine was like level 30, whatever.
Yeah.
So he crit me with the Psybeam and killed my Carmine, and then I sent out Jaylee because Jaylee is just like good stats overall, and he crit her with a Psychic and killed her.
Oof, I hate Alakazam.
So then I brought out Cake, and I used, my Kingler.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The HM Pokemon I have. And I stomped him, literally, with Stomp, and I killed him. Because Kingler has really, really high attack, higher than even my Dodrio. Mm-hmm. And then finally, Blastoise came out, and I had Radish out, and then he crit me with a bite. I missed with Stun Spore, and then he did a second bite, and I flinched.
Oh no, I hate that.
I was like, oh my gosh.
That's so annoying. Every time he brings out, every time Kermie brings out her Venusaur, I have to bring out... Gucci. I was like, what is my Blastoise's name?
Oh.
I didn't write it down. I always have to because it's just tradition, but I didn't this time.
I would have brought out Cinderace, but Cinderace already took care of Execute, so
nice.
Someone else's turn. So yeah, I finally stunned it with Stun Spore, and then I got him with Petal Dance, and I didn't realize, and this also corrects something that I had said last week about how I was talking about how Oh.
The mysterious gym leader.
Strike it from the record. I talked about how he used an X attack or something, guard spec on his Dug trio that was dug down. We can't do that because when we use a 2-part move or any move that like has multiple parts to it, we don't even get our menu back.
Yeah, it doesn't let
I forgot that. So NPC trainers are cheaters because they use items all the time during multi-part attacks.
I never even figured that out.
But we can't.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so if we like wrap someone or
We're stuck in that. Yeah.
we're stuck doing it, we can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So I did Petal Dance, and I forgot that I wouldn't be able to heal my Vileplume while it was doing Petal Dance, but luckily it killed Blastoise. It survived with like 4 health or something like that. And then I wrote, easy fight, kid, go have a Lunchables about it.
That's adorable. Oh, you are getting aggressive. I like this.
Just a bad man.
You're aggressive when you're sick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not putting up with anybody. Sheesh.
Did you do anything after fighting Kirby?
Nope. I went to Victory Road. Those are my next notes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I turned around and went to the power plant because I remembered that I needed to catch you in Electabuzz.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I caught you in Electabuzz.
Thank you.
Which I can't even remember what I named it at this point.
I don't remember either.
It had a weird name like Buzzy Boy or something.
I don't remember. I didn't use it. I just boxed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I can't remember. But you traded it for Fireball, the Magmar.
Yes, Fireball.
And I ran into an Electrode, which I caught, and I named him Ball. And then I wrote, running into these countless Magnemites and Pikachu, literally countless. I ran into so many, it was ridiculous. But running into countless Magnemites and Pikachu has made me realize that the back of Tentacruel's head looks like a face with really big eyes and a little smiling mouth. And it's adorable, and I appreciate Tentacruel even more now. It's like a sweet old lady.
Oh my god.
And I'll have to show you a picture, but it's like... Yeah. Got these big eyes and then like this little like I think it's supposed to be like the crown of a jellyfish kind of, but it's like this little smile in between these big things on the sides of his head. It was very cute.
That's funny.
And then just like you, I caught Zapdos with a single Ultra Ball.
Yeah, right?
Just one.
Easy, nice.
And then
good job.
I named him Zappy Bird.
Zappy Bird.
And then I went to I was like, wow, that was easy. So I flew to Cinnabar and surfed to the Seafoam Islands, and I did the exact same thing with Articuno and caught it in one Ultra Ball.
Nice.
And I named him Snowy Bird.
Snowy Bird.
Yes. And then finally, I went back to Victory Road.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
After catching Zapdos and Articuno, both with one Ultra Ball.
Woohoo.
Yeah. I didn't even get them down to like low health.
No.
I got them down to half health each, and I was just like, go Ultra Ball. And it was like, cut. And I'm like, all right.
They wanted to be friends with you.
I guess so. So your notes on Victory Road?
Oh gosh. You were done Victory Road before I was, so
yeah.
I was done. I just wanted to get to the end. So you helped me through. You walked me through Victory Road. I caught a Venomoth, named him Monty. And then I was just training Pokemon, and I got out of the hole with Max help. That's what I wrote. That's all I have for Victory Road.
Oh, really?
That's it, because I didn't want to do much in there. I just wanted to get through.
My Versus Seeker was in Victory Road. It was a cool trainer. He had an Ivysaur, a War Turtle, a Charmeleon, and a Charizard. And when he brought out Ivysaur... he used 3 X attacks while I was using Swords Dance on Cinderace. Mm-hmm. And then he used Vine Whip, which is a grass type move, which is not affected by attack. So he used 3 X attacks and then used a special move on me. And I was like, okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, here's a slash. And I instantly killed him.
I see your Vine Whip.
Yeah. So, yeah, he went X attack, and I was like, okay, Swords Dance. It's like the better X attack. And then he was like, X attack. And I was like, I see your X attack and I raise you another swords dance.
That's cute.
Yeah. So that was very funny. I fought every trainer in Victory Road without going back to the Pokemon Center.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. It was hard.
I avoided the ones that I could.
I caught Machoke and I named it Josh.
Josh.
Yeah, you met Josh because I traded him to you.
Yeah, that's a very good.
And then I caught Moltres, and I really wish that I'd gone back to heal before that because it was not as easy to catch as Zapdos and Articuno. In fact, it killed a lot of my Pokemon.
I didn't get it at all.
So I caught it and I named him Melty Bird.
I was going to say it's a bird.
So Zappy Bird, Snowy Bird, and Melty Bird.
Melty?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I wrote that it's the hardest to catch so far. The only living Mon that I have leaving Victory Road is Carmine at half health, mostly dead Cake, and Jaylee had 3
Mostly
HP.
dead cake sounds very appetizing.
And Jaylee had 3 HP. I recorded it because it was so little HP. But Cinderace, Torpor, and Radish had all fainted.
Oh my gosh.
Carmine had half of his health. Cake was in the red, and Jaylee had 3 HP, and that was all I had leaving Victory Road.
Oof.
But luckily, I'd made it to the other side, and I got to heal at the Pokemon Center.
I made it through with your help. You walked me through what to do. I was just glad there were no teleport things, because those are the worst part of this game. I hate it.
Oh, yeah.
I made it through. I avoided all of the trainers that I could. Didn't catch very Pokemon in there, and I just wanted to get to the Pokemon Center and get through and go face the Elite Four, which, oh my gosh. Maybe we'll take a quick break and then we'll talk about that.
Wait, first I want to ask you, do you hate teleporters more, or do you hate the things that make you go in a direction?
I don't mind those things, because I did pretty good. I guessed on which ones to take, and those things are okay.
They're just so slow, though, because you're like, whip. Whip. And it's like, oh my gosh, take longer.
Those are fine with me. It's the teleporters.
Okay, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back from break.
We're back.
So I imagine we diverted a little bit here because now we're in the Indigo Plateau, and I immediately switched out all of my Pokemon so that I could start training up Pokemon who I needed to evolve through level up.
Yeah.
And I flew back to Fuchsia because I tried training in Victory Road and it was way too slow because all my Pokemon I was leveling up were like Pidgey and Pokemon like that, like just Pokemon who don't do well against ground rock types.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have any moves that would hurt them, so I flew back and fought all the things around Fuchsia that I had been missing since we went to Fuchsia.
Mm-hmm.
I finally beat them all, and it was embarrassing because all of their Pokemon out-leveled mine.
Oh, no.
Because my Pokemon were like so low.
Oh, you started with low Pokemon.
Yeah, but after that was done, I went back to Victory Road and I just took it on. I was like, you know what? This is way too slow. I'm just going to train them in the Elite Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to get this done because the week is almost half over. Like at that point, it was probably Tuesday. I was like, I can't do this. I need to go beat the Elite Four. So I flew back and I brought out my team that I would take on the Elite Four with.
Yeah.
And I attempted the Elite Four. How did your first attempt at the Elite Four go?
I didn't even go back and train anybody. I was like, I'm ready. I got this. It's fine. Let's just get it over with, because I left it for a long time. I didn't even touch the game for a while.
Yeah.
So it was, midweek, end of the week by the time I was like, I got this. It's fine. So as soon as I was out of Victory Road, I went straight there. I didn't change out my team because I knew who I was going in with. There was, I had a bunch of different Pokemon on my team, a bunch of different types, so I was like, I got this, it's gonna be fine. First attempt, I went in. Lorelei. Hello.
Yes.
Super strong, stupid.
Lorelei.
Stupid.
The Ice Elite Four.
Her very first Pokemon, level 54, Dugong.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. She fainted all of my Pokemon except Raiden, who had HP. Oh, Raiden is my Zapdos, yes. 8 HP left. I went through all of my potions that I had, tried to get him to strengthen up, and no, she still beat me. She blacked me out with her first Pokemon. So that humbled me really quick.
Lorelei also fainted me my first attempt.
Okay, I don't feel as bad.
Yeah. No,
how many of her Pokemon did you get through?
I got to Jinx.
Oh, okay.
I got all the way to Jinx, and then Jinx ice punched all of my Pokemon and killed them all.
Oh,
yeah,
it was terrible.
I didn't even know she had ice punch. I was like, oh, Christ, that's a strong move.
Jinx always scares me when she comes out.
There's only 2 ice moves stronger than ice punch in this generation.
Okay.
And that's Ice Beam and Blizzard.
Blizzard? Ugh, that's another thing. Oh my gosh.
Well, like Dugong and Cloyster only have Aurora Beam, so they're not like super terrible. And then Slowbro doesn't have any damaging moves other than Water Gun.
Right.
So he was a piece of cake.
He was fine. Yeah.
He was really easy. But Jinx just like came out and she's like, how about one of these? One of these. And like all my Pokemon were like, oh, too strong.
Too strong, run away.
Like I brought out, I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake. I'll bring out Charizard, right? Charizard's got this in the bag. No, 1 ice punch, super effective, he dies. I was like, oh, what? I thought fire resisted ice. Like, I understand that flying is weak to it, but I thought that fire resisted it, so I thought that for sure it was going to be neutral at the most, but nope, super effective, and he dies. And I was like, oh, crap. That's pretty strong. So, yeah, it was tough, and then I had to switch out some of my Pokemon because they weren't working for me anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that included Cinderace. So Charizard got boxed.
Oh no.
He didn't have Flamethrower,
the
so he wasn't.
The strongest Pokemon in the world got boxed.
He wasn't useful to me. Oh. And the other one that I boxed was one that I brought out for this. He was part of my super team. Like, remember I said that I was going to take in a bunch of, like, my super crew or whatever I said. So Gavin was the other one. Gavin was my golem.
Rice. What the heck? Right.
So all my Pokemon...
just say right and nice.
All my Pokemon were level 40 going into this.
Rice.
Actually, did you change out your team a whole lot?
No.
No,
I didn't.
Okay, after I made this one swap with the 2 Pokemon swapping out, Cinderace and Gavin, I didn't change anyone else. So do you want to do an early Pokemon Center check-in just so people know who we're dealing with? Yeah.
Okay, we won't. But the levels I didn't write down until I was completely done. So
we'll just talk about who we brought in.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about levels at the end.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I'll go first. Oh, sorry. Pokemon Center check-in.
Yay.
Okay. I'll go first since I brought it up. So I had Jaylee, my Dragonair. I had Radish, my Vileplume. I had Carmine, my Dodrio. And Lori, my Lapras, who I switched Gavin out for.
Oh, okay.
And DeQueen, my Nidoqueen, who I switched Cinderace out for. I wasn't going to bring the Queen through, but I ended up doing it. And then finally Superstar, my Starmie.
Okay, so nobody's too low or too new.
No.
Nice.
So they were all level 40.
Going in?
Going in.
Oh.
Yeah, and so were Gavin, so were Golem and Charizard. They were both also level 40, but they weren't cutting it because Charizard, like I said, doesn't have Flamethrower. All he had was Ember, Slash, Swords Dance, and Swift. So I was like, this isn't enough. So I put him away, and I brought out DeQueen, and I put Gavin away, and I brought out Lori, my Lapras. I thought that Gavin was going to do better, but
no.
Like, thinking about it, there's not really any Pokemon who he's good enough to face. Like, the only Pokemon that he would be really useful against would be Agatha's. Well, like, when we get there. But but he's not faster than any of them. So they always go first. And they always get their...
always faint him.
Yeah, their crap off. And then Gavin doesn't get a turn, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Back to Lorelei. So, switch out my team. Take on Lorelei again. And this time I get past Lorelei. I get to Bruno. But Bruno takes me out.
Oh, no! On the
like,
second turn?
Yeah, I was like, oh, no. Okay, I need to rethink this entirely. So I switched which order they go in now. How was your second attempt at the Elite Four?
Well, first my Pokemon.
Yes.
I brought in.
I'm so sorry.
The Pokemon I brought in, I brought in Bubbles, my Gyarados. I brought in Grumps, my Snorlax. Buttercup, my Nidoking. I brought in Sylvie, my Flareon. Is that what I have? Yes. Completely useless. Spoiler alert.
Oh, no.
I brought in Zapdos and Gucci, my Blastoise. That was my team. My second time going through. I thought I had it.
Yeah.
This was my second time going through. I made it through Lorelei pretty easy. Like, not too bad. I knew what was coming now. So I used Grumps a lot to Body Slam and to Rest. So he had a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I used Zapdos a lot. And I made it through her really easy. Bruno, I used Buttercup. And Grumps a lot because of his Surf. Surf saved me with Bruno. And I made it through him pretty easy, except I used all of my... Oh, I ran out of PP for Bubbles' strong moves. And I had no PP left, so that was my thing.
Right.
I ran out of PP a lot through
You
this.
asked me a lot what restores
What
PP.
restores it.
I remember.
And then I got through Bruno.
Yeah.
I got to Agatha on the second time. Gengar, I hate Gengar. Oh my gosh, she's so hard.
Yeah.
Golbat was so hard. I was scared. Buttercup froze Gengar, but I ran out of PP for all of Buttercup's moves that were effective. So
Buttercup froze him.
Yeah.
You have Blizzard or Ice Beam on Buttercup?
Ice Beam.
Ice Beam. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's also what I have on the Queen. That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. But so I switched to Gucci, and he put Gucci to sleep.
Yeah.
So I was trying to freeze him, but I was sleeping, and it went on long back and forth. Finally woke up, used Surf, Haunter. Gucci kept missing with Surf. Arbok, I used 2 Surf. It was great. Haunter fainted Gucci. Raiden used Thunder. Gengar his Dream Eater missed on Zapdos, and I used 3 Thunders and fainted him. So I made it through.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
Yeah, Dream Eater, luckily, it uses Dream Eater a lot. I actually have
Yeah.
a note about that, how Agatha loves to use Dream Eater when
Yes.
you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
And Dream Eater fails 100% of the time if you're not sleeping.
If it's not sleeping, yeah. Lance, I made it to Lance. I made it through Lance, but I ran out of PP for everything that was so strong.
Right.
So strong. And I was so excited that I beat him. I was like, oh my god, I beat him. And then, of course, I knew this was coming. I knew that Kirby was coming because, of course, who would beat me? Who would beat me through this, right?
Yeah.
So Kirby's like Pokemon Master. She owns the world. So I had to beat Kirby. I had to face her. And I had no PP left for anything.
Yeah.
I tried so hard. She fainted my Grumps with I ended her Pidgeot with 18 HP left. I fainted her Alakazam.
Yeah.
I switched out everyone. This is where all my cap locks turn on in my notes. I was lucky. I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. I switched out everyone. I was lucky. Gucci fainted her Rhydon with 1 Surf left. Rhydon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1
Yeah,
Surf
right
left. So then I had her Gyarados versus Gucci. Switched to Raiden. She fainted. She fainted everybody. All I had... I fainted her... Who are we on? Sorry. I fainted her Gyarados. I got through Arcanine. I had Gucci with 44 HP left, and that's all I had. That's all I had.
Oh no, going into Venusaur.
Going into Venusaur. So I was on her final freaking Pokemon with my final freaking Pokemon, and she fainted me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it all the way through on my second turn to her last Pokemon, and she fainted me. And I think I might have thrown the DS at this point. I was so angry at this time, because this is when I was sitting on the bed playing, and I got so upset that I think I just like threw it, and I was like, I'm done. There's no way.
Yeah. There was a lot of snapping DS's close this week with us both. That sounds a lot like my third attempt. Mm-hmm. So the second attempt, I only got to Bruno, and he KO'd me. Yeah. And then I switched up my team order, and I did so much better against Lorelei. And then that made for an easier time versus Bruno, that I convinced myself, I was like, this is the time. So I started using my recovery items, which I'd been avoiding doing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to waste them. Because you have a limited amount of like elixirs and stuff like that you pick up. Like, you only pick up the ones during the journey, and then you don't get to buy any more like you do in later games.
Yeah, and you run out of money.
Well, not only that, but like you literally can't buy them. You can't buy ethers, you can't buy elixirs, so your PP restoring moves or items you don't get any more of. You only get what you've picked up. So I beat Lorelei and Bruno, and I was like, okay, now it's time to start recovering, because Agatha's a pushover, and I know that. And then Lance is going to be who's going to really challenge us. Just in case anybody's interested, Lorelei, Dugong 54, Cloyster 53, Slowbro 54, Jinx 56, Lapras 56, Bruno is Onyx 53, Hitmonchan 55, Hitmonlee 55, Onyx again 56, Machamp 58. It's funny that he's the fighting type and has 2 rock ground. And also, why doesn't he have Golem? That bothered the crap out of me when I was fighting him.
Did it?
I was like, you never encounter a Golem then in the entire game.
No.
They could have given him Golem. Anyway. Agatha is Gengar 56, Golbat 56, Haunter 55, Arbok 58, and Gengar again, level 60. And finally, Lance is Gyarados 58, Dragonair 56, Dragonair 56, Aerodactyl 60, and Dragonite 62. Give this man a Charizard, please. Anyway.
He's a dragon. He needs it.
Exactly. And he doesn't need 2 Dragonairs and a Dragonite. Anyway, Agatha. I get to Agatha, and this is when I noticed that she's using Dream Eater a lot with Gengar, Haunter, and Gengar.
Yeah.
She kept using Dream Eater, and I'm like, I'm not even asleep, lady. You're getting old, lady.
She didn't know what to do.
No, and so I was able to beat them pretty easily. The only time that they ever did damage is when they did Nightshade, and that sucked because they had they're level 60, or like 55 and 60, and like that's just a lot of damage to take, because I don't know if you remember, but Nightshade always does your level in damage. Doesn't matter what type of Pokemon it is.
That's what it did.
Even if it's a normal type.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's a normal type, it'll still hurt, which is silly because ghost type moves aren't supposed to harm normal type Pokemon. But anyway, they do change that in later generations. So that was the only time I ever had to heal against Agatha, is when she Nightshaded. And then later on, I would figure out that that's not even an issue, but I'll get to that later. Finally, Lance. Lance, I was really worried about. I was like, I'm not going to make it past Lance, but that's okay, because I've gained a bunch of levels, and like, I'll gain experience with what I should and can do with my Pokemon. So I switch up my team order and everything like that to make sure that I am going in the right order. And I send out Starmie first, because I know that Gyarados is coming out, and Starmie has Thunderbolt. So I Thunderbolt his Gyarados, half-health it, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I'm 14 levels under this guy. And so I half-health it with 1 Thunderbolt, and then I can't even remember what he used, but I just recovered, and then I Thunderbolted again, because Starmie has Recover, which I know that you hate that move. But
I hate it when it's not on my Pokemon. I hate it when people use it against me.
So Starmie uses Recover and then Thunderbolts Gyarados to death. And then Dragonair comes out and I bring out Jaylee. And I'm trying to Dragon Rage while it's using Hyper Beam. And so I Dragon Rage, it Hyper Beams, I Dragon Rage, and then it did, I don't know, another attack. Dragon Rage, I think, maybe. But it knocks Jaylee out. And I was like, oh, crap. Okay, that sucks. I bring out another Pokemon. I don't even remember which one. I think it was Radish, my Vileplume. And it Hyper Beams again and kills it in one hit. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Like, this is not good. So I bring out the Queen. And I was just like, okay, she can eat another Hyper Beam, and then I'll just restore the health, and then I'll revive Jaylee and bring her back out. And then Dragonair, instead of Hyper Beaming, uses Agility. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. And so I Ice Beam Dragonair and kill it, because it was low.
Yeah.
Dragonair comes out, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to revive. So I revive my Pokemon. Dragonair uses Agility. And I was like, oh. Okay, Ice Beam again, kill Dragonair. I was like, oh, that's great.
Nice.
Aerodactyl comes out. And I'm like, okay, well, perfect. Ice Beam. My Nidoqueen's full health. Ice Beam. It's 4 times effective. So Aerodactyl does takedown or something like that. Doesn't even half health my Nidoqueen.
Oh, nice.
And I take it out in one shot because it's 4 times weak to my Ice Beam. And then Dragonite comes out, and I was like, okay, this is where Nidoqueen is going to die. I have to get my team in order. So I revive another one of my Pokemon. So I revived Jaylee first, and then I revived my Radish. Mm-hmm. And Dragonite uses Agility. Yeah. And I was like, okay. I'll use Ice Beam. Dragonite goes first because much faster. Uses Agility again. I use Ice Beam. I don't even get it half health. And I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, that thing was strong.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'll maybe survive a hit, and I'll try and kill it again. He uses Agility again, and I remember all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, yeah, in this generation, the AI of the game always wants to use a super effective move, but Lance doesn't have a psychic move that's super effective against my Nidoqueen, who's poison type. He's trying to super effective my Nidoqueen, but he can't because he's using the psychic type Agility that doesn't do any damage.
Oh no.
I totally forgot about it. So I ended up killing his Dragonite with my Nidoqueen because I stopped worrying about getting hurt.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because he was trying to kill me with a super effective move that doesn't do damage. I was like, man, that's weird. Why does he keep using Agility against the Nidoqueen? He's much faster than I am.
That's really funny.
Anyway, so I got through Lance through a fluke.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, then I'm going to heal up all my Pokemon and go fight Badman. And I did so surprisingly well.
Oh, really?
I told you about this already, but I got through all of his Pokemon this time. Pidgeot 61, Alakazam 59, Rhydon 61, Executor 63, Arcanine 61, finally Blastoise 65, or Venusaur for you 65, and Gyarados 61, I think.
Yeah.
Or 63. But anyway, I got through every single one of his Pokemon, and all of my Pokemon were up. Some of them were hurt, but all of them were up. I had 6 Pokemon living. And all he had left was Blastoise. And I was like, crap, this is going to be the win. Like, I didn't expect this at all. I didn't expect to get past Lance.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, I'm actually going to beat the Elite Four here. And then Blastoise comes out. First thing he does is Blizzard.
Yeah.
Crits, hits, kills. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well, fair enough, I guess. I'm here with 6 Pokemon. You can get a kill on me. It's not a perfect win, but whatever. It is what it is. And I bring out another Pokemon, and he Blizzards. And I was like, how are you so fast?
Oh, no.
Kills. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. Okay, whatever. Third Pokemon comes out. Blizzard. Kills. Immediately. Now I'm getting worried. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, that's not good. So I bring out Jaylee, and I max revive one of the Pokemon that he had already killed.
Yeah.
Blizzard. And I'm like, of course you're going to Blizzard. It kills Jaylee. And I was like, okay, yeah, fine. Arcanine had Roar, by the way. I did write that down. And then I bring out Nidoqueen. And I was like, shit, this sucks. Because I'm running out of options. He Blizzards.
Yeah.
And I was like, would you please miss? I don't understand what's going on. You have a 75% accurate move. You should have missed 1 in 4. Kills Nidoqueen. One shot.
He doesn't care. Bad men don't care. Yep.
I was like, this is preposterous.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you have hit 5 Blizzards in a row. And then I can't remember my last 2 Pokemon I brought out, and he just one-shot both of them. No, he one-shot one of them, and then the other one, he bite, and I died. And I was just like, I can't believe that just happened. 7 Pokemon, technically, because I max revived one of them.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
The rest of the fight went so well. I wrote Arcanine with Roar, haha, and then I froze Executor solid after he used 6 Hypnosis on me. And I hit him with 8 Ice Beams. And then my version of all caps, I wrote Blastoise landed 6 Blizzards in a row. Though I don't think that's possible. I think he only has 5. But,
yeah, well,
but it felt like it was 6.
He did it.
And then after I'd calmed down, I wrote my notes that I attempted the Elite Four twice at level 40 before I got wise to a strategy to keep my Mons alive. Then I got all the way to the rival's final Pokemon with a full team of 6, but Blastoise hit with 5 consecutive Blizzards and one-shot every single one of my Mon, and now I have to start all over with no items or money.
Yeah.
And I wrote down all of the items that I used during this Elite Four run, my 3rd Elite Four run. I had 23 full restores.
Used 23?
23 full restores. 4 max revives. 10 revives.
Oh my
4 max potions. 10 hyper potions. 6 full heals.
What?
4 max ethers. 2 max elixirs. And 6 elixirs. And 83,000 Pokédollars.
Wait, you used that all in one run?
All in one run.
Oh no.
And so that was all gone.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, sorry. This is where I swapped some Pokemon around. So I guess for that run, I still had Gavin and Cinderace. But this is where I swapped DeQueen and Lori in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I got my order mixed up. It was my 4th time through. That's when I found out Lance was doing the agility thing, because I wrote it here. Lance is using agility against Nidoqueen. That's hilarious. And then I wrote down here, I just realized that it's because of a bug in the game. I also wrote, Lorelei likes to use Rest with Dugong a lot. Even when it's full health, it is funny. Badman. So this is my 4th time.
4th time.
Yeah. Badman almost killed me again. So I got to Badman again.
Yeah.
I used a full restore. No, he used a full restore on his Blastoise, who I wrote here to remind myself that his name is Schmidt. Remember, because I called him Schmidt, and then the transcription had translated it as Schmidt. So now his name is Schmidt.
Yeah. So
his Blastoise Schmidt, and I despaired that I was done for. Lapras died, so I switched into Queen, who was still asleep from Executor's hypnosis, and I used my last revive on Superstar. The Queen stayed asleep for 7 more turns and died. Oof. But my first Thunderbolt on Superstar was a crit, and it paralyzed Blastoise. I was lucky. I used Recover, and I survived a bite, and then I used T-Bolt to kill Blastoise. All I had left on my team was Superstar and Radish. Both were under half HP, but I've done it.
Nice. You did it.
Did it in 4 runs.
Me too. My 3rd run, Lorelei blacked me out again.
Oh no.
Yep. My 3rd run, I didn't even get past her.
Oh no.
My 4th run, I didn't write down anything except, finally, fuck. That's all I wrote down after I won. I was left
Okay, well
with
done.
Gucci and Raiden with half health.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Both with 2.
4 runs, 2 Pokemon left. It was terrible. This was a terrible game. I'm just kidding. I love the game, but it was so hard. This was so hard.
All right. Well, I guess now it's time to talk about our Pokemon levels.
Mine are not impressive.
Neither are mine.
Nice.
I'll go in the same order that I went in the first time.
Sure.
Dragonair, 43.
Nice.
Vileplume, 43. Dodrio, 44. Lapras, 44. Nidoqueen, 45. And finally, Starmie, 48.
Woohoo!
Gained the most levels because I used it the most because it
Yeah.
had Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Surf. And Recover.
I had my Gyarados, level 44. My Snorlax, level 45. My Nidoking, level 43. My Flareon, level 43. Useless. Completely useless. Just died the whole time.
Oh, no.
I had Blastoise, level 49. And Zapdos, level 56.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that's
Very
over.
nice. I wrote here 4 runs at the Elite Four. Definitely the lowest levels I have ever registered in this Hall of Fame. It's true. I think normally I beat this game like levels 55 to 65.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But nothing even at 50 on my team this time. I still find it. Oh, right. I wrote a note about this. So if you have your battle animations off, which I know that you don't normally.
No.
But I normally do. It just saves like a minuscule amount of time. But if you have your battle animations off, the rival battle turns them back on,
Yeah. Okay.
which is weird. I just noticed. I was like, wait a minute, I can see the
You can
moves.
see- yeah, it's happening.
Like
just-
I know what they look like.
They're
but
building up the dramatic
I guess so.
effect for you.
I guess so. I just thought it was interesting that they were like,
They're back on.
yeah, this is dramatic.
Yeah, I was watching you play one of your runs through Elite Four, and yeah, I noticed they were on too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I eventually, because I did the Elite Four a lot this week, but eventually I just stopped turning them back off, because every time I turned them off, I would forget that they get turned back on,
Yeah.
and then I would just leave them on for a while, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah, I got to turn this off, and anyway. So I just stopped turning them back off after a time. We're going to take another little break, and we will come back with the post-game. Oh, wait, sorry. I did want to mention my post-champion check-in. I wrote down the time that I beat the Elite Four at the first time. 78:55 was my
After the
final
first time?
completion. The first time.
Oh, okay. Mine was 48:44.
Nice.
Nice, we did it.
Nice, we did it. Okay, I'm gonna like how there's 30 hours between us. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back with post game. Okay. Welcome back. So the very first thing that you do after the Elite Four is you wake up in your house.
Oh, I didn't fall asleep, but yeah. Just kidding. Yeah, went back home. I thought that people would be standing around and lined up to congratulate me. And was like, oh, sweet, I'm going to go talk to my mom and tell her everything I did. But
Right. And she's like, oh, you look tired. And you're like, oh, thanks, Mom.
oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah, I didn't just do the greatest thing I've ever done in my life,
Yeah.
but
I'm a world champion at 10. But yeah, no, go ahead and
Yeah.
comment on how I look. You go to Cerulean Cave. I don't even think anyone tells you about this.
no.
But you go back to Cerulean City, rather. Not Cerulean Cave. It's not called Cerulean Cave. It's called Mysterious Dungeon. But anyway. And you surf down that little area and go to the left. And the gentleman who had been standing in front of the cave entrance is gone.
He's gone. He doesn't care. Not even congratulating you either.
And you get to go in.
Yeah.
And there's
Yay.
like a bunch of like very useful items that it's like, I'm done the game.
I'm done. What am I going to do with this?
Yeah, why are you giving me elixirs and
Yeah,
max
you
ethers
jerks.
now? This is so pointless. Anyway, I caught 2 Pokemon in the dungeon. I imagine that you caught some Pokemon here too.
A couple, yep.
Let's hear about your experience in the dungeon.
I caught a Hypno.
Okay.
I just didn't name him because I was out of nicknames. So I was like, I'm done. And I caught a Wigglytuff.
Yeah.
I named it Puffy.
Aw.
And yep, that was my experience.
Puffy the Wigglytuff. I caught a Raichu,
Nice.
and I named him Rizzo, after Rizzo the rat.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
And that's it. No, I'm kidding.
And that's it. That's all I did.
No, I, of course, used my Master Ball to catch Matt the Mewtwo.
Matt.
His name is Matt. He's named after Matt Apodaca, who is a podcaster who likes Pokemon a lot. He's one of the hosts of Get Played.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I caught Lord Voldy, the Mewtwo.
Lord Voldy the Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Lord Voldy. Oh,
Voldemort.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he doesn't have a nose.
No, he's
is
the
kinda
Voldemort
snake-like.
of this game. I caught him. That was the last thing I did, and then I quit.
Yeah.
Saved,
yeah, you
shut
were
it
done.
off, and I'm done.
Yeah, you haven't even picked
I
up your DS
nope.
since then.
No, I have not.
I've played
You've been
your
playing.
DS since
Yes.
then.
Yes, you have.
And you have not.
You've been trading Pokemon.
Yes, I was trading a lot of Pokemon because I played through my Pokemon Yellow game, and I got a bunch of the Pokemon I was missing.
Yep.
Including Squirtle and Bulbasaur and Hitmonlee and some Eevees.
EVs, yeah.
And I traded them all to Jaylee's game, and then I traded them from Jaylee's game to my game, and I was able to, on the 19th, no, that's not possible.
That's not possible. Today is the 19th.
Yeah. Okay. I wrote down the 19th here. I guess I meant the 18th.
Maybe 18th. That's yesterday.
Because it was yesterday. So on the 18th of November, which I'm currently changing in my notebook here, of 2022, with a time code of 89:55,
Oh my god.
so another 11 hours, I completed the Pokedex of Pokemon Red version.
Yay!
And I got the certificate, and I took a picture, and I uploaded it to our Instagram. Well, to my Instagram.
Yes, we did. You did it! You are Pokemon Master!
And my Elite Team 4 for the end of the game was Jaylee, my level 55 Dragonite,
Yay, finally!
Superstar,
55.
my level 62 Starmie,
Whoa, you got up there.
and Matt Apodaca, my level 76 Mewtwo.
Nice.
And then the rest were stragglers, whoever I was trying to evolve.
Beautiful. That's a good way to end the game. I'm not even going to tell you my Pokedex. I'm not even going to tell you.
It's almost 100. Because I saw it. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah, you've been
97. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
but
nice.
it's okay. You did it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
And I knocked up your time a little bit. So it's
Thanks.
at like 49 or something
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
I'm so sorry. I needed to trade pokes.
Yep.
I needed to trade them. So yeah, I completed a Pokedex. That's not the first time that I've done it, but it is the first time in my adult life that I've done the red,
And
red,
we
blue
completed
decks.
a season, a
And
generation.
We completed the generation,
and a podcast.
and I'm super excited. I feel accomplished.
Good.
It feels really nice to have done, not only completed the Pokedex, but also to have played these games with you.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
How
bring this all
did you
back.
find it as now an adult gamer playing through Pokemon Blue version,
Oh my gosh.
completing it?
Completing it. I don't think I completed it as a child because there was so many things that I didn't remember and I had no idea of. Maybe I did, but I don't remember it being this hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting down and playing this game for the past 8 weeks, 9 weeks,
9 weeks. Yeah.
9 weeks, and having the time limits and having the check-ins it's been fun. I like this because then I have a goal of what I'm supposed to do. But there were some really big frustrations of this game.
Yeah.
It took forever. Some parts were very slow, but some parts were very funny and interesting. And then having you along the way was the best part. This was really fun. It definitely brought back my love of Pokemon, and I am ready and excited to do the next generation. Like, I just want to keep going.
I'm also excited. I'm glad to hear that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the next generation, Pokemon Gold and Silver. And I talked about this last week, but I'll talk about it again. If anybody is interested in playing along with us, we'd love to hear your stories about how your journey is going. We'll be playing gym by gym. Yep. Like we were this week, or this generation. And what we usually do is we play up to the gym leader, and then after the gym leader is defeated, then you go back to the Pokemon Center, you heal, you save, you check the time. That's what, well, you don't have to check the time. I've been checking the time.
You keep tabs on your time.
That's when you record the levels of your Pokemon and everything like that. You could tell us how your journey is going. Maybe in a message on Instagram, or you can do it maybe in the comments.
Absolutely. Keep up with us. I think it'd be a lot of fun to bring other people along with us. Yeah, that's Route to Victory Road podcast on Instagram and on Patreon.
Yeah.
And hopefully soon we'll be able to reach more people with new platforms. So lots of stuff in the works.
I'm going to try another challenge. I'm not going to do the same thing that I did this generation. It was too much.
Yeah.
Trying to play with every Pokemon that I've never played with. Mm-hmm. Originally, I was just going to like make a team of like 6 that was going to be like just different. And then like I got it in my head. I was like, you know what? This generation's going to be really easy to like complete the Pokedex on. So maybe I'll just play with every Pokemon I haven't played with before. And attempting that was very hard. And I didn't even complete it. I didn't even accomplish it because I never played with like Tangela or Lickitung or anything like that. But I did pretty well. I think I used like quite a big variety of Pokemon that I normally don't use. But
what's your challenge for
my
the
challenge
next
for the
one?
next generation is something that I'm calling the Gym Leader Challenge. It is not a Nuzlocke. I want to say that right up front because I know a lot of people like think of Nuzlocks as the only challenge that Pokemon has, but I'm not a fan of letting Pokemon go, so I'm not going to play a Nuzlocke. But I am going to limit myself to a monotype of Pokemon, so I can only play with one type of Pokemon, but I can have dual types. They just have to share one type with the other Pokemon in my team.
Whole game?
Through the whole game.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
I also can't play with more Pokemon than the gym leader I'm going up against has. And I also cannot leave the gym once I enter it. So once I enter a gym,
too hard.
I can use healing items and things like that. I just can't leave to go to the Pokemon Center.
You are on your own with this. I am not setting any challenges. My challenge is to finish the game because I'm playing Pokemon Gold this time. Yes. I've only played Silver as a child, and I don't think I ever finished it, just like Pokemon Blue.
Right.
So my challenge is to finish the game.
That's totally fine. You don't have to join me in this. But we are going to start on that next week, but we will take a week off, a hiatus week next week. This Friday there won't be a RVR to come out, but there will the following week. And if you are a Patreon member, then you will be able to see that episode a few days early. We will be trying to release them.
Yeah. Be releasing them early on Patreon and still be posting on Instagram, so connect with us there. Route to Victory Road podcast.
But that's not saying that if you aren't a Patreon member, you won't get to hear the episode. Of course, they will come out on the usual day, which is Friday.
Friday.
Unless something like this happens where one of the hosts is sick.
You're sick. You can't get sick ever again.
I know. I'll try not to. I'll work hard at not being sick again. But we thank you all for joining us on this little journey.
Yes, thank you.
It's been a lot of fun and very nostalgic. And I can't wait to get back to the games that really lit the fire under my butt for Pokemon and have kept that passion alive until today.
A million years later.
A million years later. That's actually kind of not true, but I'll explain it when we get to the next generation. So the last thing I guess we got to do is Pokemon Academy.
Ugh. I thought you forgot about that. Oh, no.
All right, everybody.
There's so many Pokemons I don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm looking at a silhouette of a bird.
Yes, you
There's
are.
a bird.
Yes.
There's one bird that I don't know the name of in this game because I never knew the name of it. But it's not that bird. This is one of the Pidgey things. Probably the one that I can't say. Is it Pidgeotto?
No.
Dang it, Pidgeot.
Yes.
Pidgeot.
It is
Is
Pidgeot.
it Pidgeot or Pidgeot? How
It's
do you
Pidgeot.
Is that how you say it?
That's how I say
Why
it.
is it spelled Pidgeot?
I don't know. I always say it as Pidgeot.
Pidgeot.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks very nostalgic and very, like, proud in this. I like him.
Yeah. I do too.
Yay.
It's a cool picture. I like it. And I have the Who's That Pokemon brought up somewhere here.
Trivia.
Who's That trivia? Alright, so Pidgeot. Pidgeot is depicted with red and yellow tail feathers in its official Generation 1 artwork, while in Generation 3 it is depicted with red tail feathers only. This discrepancy is expressed in numerous ways in Pidgeot's in-game sprites and anime depictions over the course of many years. Pidgeot's name is likely a combination of pigeon and jet.
Okay.
So that's what I got from Bulbapedia. The rest of these I wrote myself because they're things that I know about Pidgeot
Aw.
because I like birds.
I like birds.
Although known as Pidgeot, the line has a curved beak, much more like an aquila or a hawk or any other bird of prey. Pigeons, on the other hand, have short, narrow, straight beaks for general eating, such as grains, seeds, and insects. The facial markings on Pidgeot also make it look like it's related to a waxwing or a blue jay. Why are you making that face at me?
You do like birds.
And those are more avian families that are separate from pigeons.
Adorable.
Even though they're named after pigeons, they are quite separate from what pigeons actually are. They're a lot closer to like sparrows, actually.
Spearow.
Spearow
That's
is
the
the
bird
other
I
one.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Also another Pokemon who has a curved beak like a bird of prey, which is weird because then it evolves into Fearow, which is its evolution, and Fearow has a diving bird's beak. It's long and thin, like really long and thin, so it's clearly like a stork, so it's clearly a diving bird.
Clearly.
But Spearow has a very like hooked bill, kind of like a nuthatch, which is weird. Anyway, sorry.
Anyways, we could be here for the next 4 hours talking about birds.
Yes, we could.
That's the rest
but
of my day.
Pidgeot's base speed was 91 until Generation 6, where it was increased to 101. I have no idea why that is, but it's a fact that it had a 10-point increase in its speed, and that's all that was adjusted.
Nice.
And then Pidgeot was one of my first favorite Pokemon as a kid, and was on my team for all of the times that I beat Generation 1 and Generation 3 Kanto games.
That's adorable. Cute.
Yeah, I caught Pidgey as my first Pokemon, and it never left my side. I think my first Pidgey's name, if I remember right, I could be remembering it wrong. This could be like a later one, but I think its name was Ken.
This explains so much.
About what?
Just you as a general person. I understand you a little bit deeper now.
Anyway, thank you everybody so much for listening.
Thank you.
I'm super excited to start these new games next week, and we're going to leave you some closing remarks. And again, they are from our pal N, who is from the 5th generation of games. We have used one of his quotes before. Actually, I better double check and make sure it wasn't this exact quote. No, okay, it isn't. Okay, good. All right, so N, again, says, physical wounds can be treated without much difficulty, but emotional wounds are not so easy to heal. And I want you all to think about that and have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. This is the Route to Victory Road, a podcast that chronicles on our journeys. I said route.
It's pronounced root.
That word is pronounced route.
Google told me the first time.